Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Guys and girls, welcome to Duel Bastards. I believe we're probably starting it. I believe tonight's going to be one episode, so I'm just going to say this is episode 5. I don't think we're going to get more than one episode done tonight because just so that you guys don't know, this is an alpha for a game that I am creating sometime in the future. These two fine gentlemen have decided to play it with us, and I've been working on the rules constantly throughout the course of this, as well as an off-camera play test. And we just had a huge rule reset, so the first half of our session turned into us figuring out how to make our characters legal. But I'm not alone. I have two great players who have decided to take this alpha journey with me. And that would be right below me. You are seeing Daniel.
How's it going?
He is playing Sebastian. And then below him, we have Wizard Stressed by Ash.
On guard.
Playing in Indigo. And so, just to recap for everybody. Well, we'll save the recap for a second, because what I want to do is I want to give everybody out there a little chance to see leveling up on camera. We actually leveled up Daniel's character off camera before we corrected everything, and now we've corrected everything, but we have not leveled up Wiz's character yet. So I am going to do that now. It would have really helped, ladies and gentlemen, if I had brought that file up before I started recording. But as you guys know, the mission statement is quantity, not quality. So I forgot to do that shit. So here we go. All right, so Wiz, here's how it works.
Yes.
There are 3 types of experience in this game. There is combat experience, which you get from fighting and buckling the swash and all that stuff. There is roleplay experience, which you get from dedication to your role, initiating role-playing, and just overall character development. And then there's goal experience. Both of these characters have declared a goal that they are trying to work forward towards now, and they gain experience as they make progress to that goal. They also gain a ton of experience when they successfully pass that goal, or if they fail that goal and can't go back and do it again, or if they abandon it, so to speak. So, Wiz, let's get into it. This is interesting because Daniel's experience I did relatively soon after we had played it. It's been a little bit, even though you guys out there don't know, so I have to try and remember what we did. So we are looking at first combat experience. I think you guys defeated a massive threat, if I recall correctly, in the... a major enemy, right? Was it a major enemy?
Yeah.
Major enemy in kind of the town thug. And then I believe you all... You both defeated one each of the minor enemy thugs in the bar fight, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Right. He took out actually 2 of them, and I, by delivering the killing shot on the boss,
you stole it from me.
something to that effect.
I think you're both going to get the boss points. And each get 2 for the minor. So we're 15 for the major enemy, and then 5 for each minor enemy, which is another 10 to you.
Okay. Cool. 25 so far.
25 so far. So now we go down to role-playing experience. Now, I should be giving out experience points for cool moments in the moment. I obviously have failed to do that completely. So I'm just going to give you 5 cool moment experience points right now because you had plenty of them. I just never gave you points for them. Character development. I think you get 5 for character development. And I think you get 25 for dedication to the role. I'm also going to give you 10 for character defining, which is speaking with a voice. Or just really defining your character. And dedication to the role, by the way, is even at the detriment of the part of your character. You literally walked into that bar and immediately started a sword fight. So, so you definitely get that. And then finally, goal experience. What is your character's current goal?
To track down my father and uncle, and to have a conversation about what the hell's going on.
Okay. So I think you actually made major progress towards that goal. It would be 15 for minor, 30 for major. You found an associate of theirs and ended up breaking out of prison with that person and learning a lot about your father's past history, which we'll get into in the recap. So now, with that last 30, here is the question. Do you have 100 experience points?
Let me count them up right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, because he gave me 100.
I think I gave him 100.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Actually 100 on the dot.
Wow.
I had 100 on the dot as well. So this is some crazy fake math that just happened to equal.
Yeah, I know, because there's like 3 weeks in between. So like that's kind of crazy. Okay, so the way leveling works in this game, because I don't like huge numbers in my game, is basically you need an amount of experience points equal to 100 times your current level. Your current level is 1. You need 100 experience points. You cash in those 100 experience points, you go to level 2. Now, if you have more than 100, those would carry over to the next one. So let's say for just the sake of discussion, you got 5 more experience points, and we're at 105. That would mean you would cash in 100 to go to level 2 and start at 5, needing 200 to go to level 3. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so you're at level 2. What does that mean for you? Well, it's real simple. He says and then scrolls. All right. You get to increase one of your main attributes by 2. You get to increase one of your main attributes that was not the one you increased by 2 by 1.
By 2. So another main attribute.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say a thing. You do that thing, and then tell me when you're done, and then I'll tell you the next thing to do. Okay.
Okay.
Increase one of your main attributes by 2.
All right.
Make a little note, because you can't increase that attribute when you level up again. By 2. You can increase it, but you can't increase it by 2. It can't get the big bump.
Okay.
Now increase another stat that is not the one you increased by 2 by 1.
Okay.
Now increase one more stat that was not the first 2 by 1.
Okay.
And whatever that first stat was that was plus 2, just remember, you can increase it by one of the plus 1s next time, but you can't increase it by the plus 2 next time.
Okay.
You can increase it by the plus 2 levels from now, though.
Right, okay. I just can't do it back to back to back.
Can't do it back to back to back. Okay, now, whatever you increased, we need to do the sub-attributes for those. And then that's where we're going to go with the levels. So, what did you increase?
Agility plus 2.
Agility
Bringing
plus 2.
Bringing it up to 8.
Okay, so your sub-attributes for agility, right off the bat, is mobility. That will go up by 4 points. Calculated by multiplying your agility by 2. So, yeah.
Okay.
And then trying to figure out if agility calculates into any... Oh, it does. Your versatility is calculated, because I'm not going to try and do the sub-score for that. Your versatility is calculated by adding the character's agility and react together and multiplying by the number by 3.
the number by 3. So, my agility score is 8, and my reaction actually was the other thing that I gave it a +1 bonus up. So that's 7 now.
So 8
so
plus
15.
7 times 3. So 45.
45. Okay.
Your
Definitely
react went up, you said, too?
Yes. My react went up. I +1.
All right, so your initiative will go up by 1 too. And then I do believe that's it. Unless you raised, what was the 4th thing you raised?
Charisma from 4 to 5.
All right, well then your luck points will go up by 2.
Okay.
And you, my friend, have finished the leveling up process. That's all there is to it.
Is there a health boost at all, or
if you increase endurance, your health goes up.
okay?
Everything that you have goes up from those base stats, basically. It all spiderwebs down. I do want to say one other thing, though. There is a learned skill bonus in this. This is something that the 3 of us just didn't discuss that much before you started. And that is, you can declare a skill that you are trying to learn, trying to practice, trying to come to understand, trying to gain, or trying to make better. A learned skill cannot be anything you have at 3 or higher. I think it's 3 or higher. Maybe it's 5 or higher. Let me check. All right. Okay, no. So many things are out of date on that initial document now.
Fun of alpha game.
Oh, right. It's great.
You make one change here, and then 100 things everywhere else got to be changed.
I know I wrote this down, but I can't find it at all, which is frustrating. Oh, here we go. The character can gain 1 level of learning skill bonus. They can take a +1 in a skill if they have been spending substantial role-playing time learning or practicing the skill. This cannot level a character skill above 3. So it can be a brand new skill you're trying to learn or teach yourself, or it can be something you're trying to get better that's low level. And then basically, if you spend enough time in game being like, hey, I've got some free time, I'm going to go practice this. I got some free time, I'm going to go practice this. Then when you level up, you'll just get a bonus skill point in it.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to declare that you're trying to learn?
Shoot, not at this time. No new skills for sure.
Okay.
Well, like I'm technically working on my constitution, so at some point I may, eat a poison.
I'm just gonna eat some grass. I'm gonna pull a billy goat on it.
So we could this counts for increasing our skills too.
Yeah. As long as they're not 3 or above.
I guess for this, I haven't really been working on anything yet, so I'm gonna say no for this moment.
Okay. All right.
The one question. So sure. I've increased all of these attributes and the sub attributes. How about the saves?
Okay, so for every 5 points you have in a main stat, you get 1 save dice. So if it's 1 through 5, it's 1 save dice. If it's 6 through 10, it's 2 save dice. If it's 11 through 15, it's 3 save dice. That's how save dice go up.
So close. So close with charisma. I almost got an extra one with charisma.
Oh.
And I forget how that works. I think after a certain point, they become more expensive to buy later as we level up. Is that
what?
Maybe I'm misremembering things.
The skills do. Skills do. After level 5, it's 2 for 1 point.
Okay.
In education points, but you only get those if you level up your intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So to recap, everybody, Sebastian and Ingo were rivals from two different nations within the confines of the Absolutia religion. They were competing in the Holy City of Gloria Ius in a huge tournament that takes place every year for young and up-and-coming fencers and sword fighters in school, training to be officers and whatnot. Like I said, they've been a rival. They have clashed many times. They were fighting to a draw when it turned out they were both being disqualified because Salvador Cid had showed up and basically laid out proof that their father is the same person and is a scoundrel. At that point, the uncle and the father made off, and their entire family lineage and history and standing is in danger. They decided to undertake a mission to find their father and Salvador Cid, bring them back to justice and back to pay for their crimes, and at that point, the Pope himself will reinstate their standing. In the course of this, they went to a small city called Notting, if I recall correctly. They met a woman there named Deirdre Rayleigh, who was from the Celtic Empire originally, but in actuality was a tavernist and a bar owner. There was an altercation, a bar fight with some thugs. They ended up getting arrested. Rayleigh broke them out and then informed them that their father, Octavius, right? Yeah, Octavius. I cannot read that last. Octavius Cazador is their father's actual real name. He started the Eight Arms, which was like this huge organized crime thing that existed for a very long time and has now fallen by the wayside. Throughout the course of that, there was the big final job for them, which was to infiltrate the papacy and get them to agree to a mission to buy off the Rosari Empire, which are these raiding Viking type people who invade and burn and all sorts of stuff. Buy them off by sending them a bunch of riches in a ship. However, the actual plan was Octavius and another member of the Eight Arms, who they do not know who this is, named Culpa, sent this ship off and then purposely stole the ship and hid it. It was supposed to be divided up, but at some point something went wrong. Salvador Cid, which is actually Octavius's brother, went to jail. Rayleigh hid out in this tavern, and the Eight Arms kind of fell apart, while Octavius lived out his life, his two lives, as their two fathers, basically, in hiding. Did I miss anything?
Was Deirdre... I believe you said she was one of the Eight Arms as well.
Yes. She was one of the original Eight Arms. Yes. Yep.
I think we're currly imprisoned.
No. They broke you out. Yeah, they broke you out. Remember? That was like the last thing we did was it Grimes pulled the side off the cage with the cart, and she was like, "All right, let's get out of here." Okay, so you guys basically get in the carriage. You ride away. It was a small town. They're not going to chase out. They've got a few guard. It's not a big deal. Obviously, Rayleigh can't come back, but other than that, you guys escape relatively easily. So you guys are on the carriage again, kind of sailing down the road. Rayleigh informs you guys that the best site for them to... Actually, we'll go into the scene. I'm going to tell you that the best site for them to get a boat to go find that ship is going to be Halifax. It's not the main city. It's kind of lower down, but it's still a port city. There's a lot more narrow-wells there. You can get away with a lot more launching a pirate ship of that size. They'll need to do it from Halifax.
And how far is this Halifax from where we are now?
Day's ride. We're not too far out. We should be able to get to them relatively fast. And remember, they've got... Even if Salvador has organized everything, it's still going to be a while before they can make launch, even once they get to the city. There's going to be documents to forge, crew to wrangle from different bars. It won't be just a pick up and leave sort of thing.
Well, as long as there is crews so that I don't have to do any work when we are on the boat, then that would be ideal.
She's like, I'm very much hoping we don't ever have to go on the boat. You catch your dad, you bring him back. We don't sail.
So you're saying we may have him there. We might be able to catch up with him in Halifax before he's even shipped out.
If what you're saying about your timeline of finding me is right, there's no way they can launch a boat from there before we get to the city. I mean, we'll have precious little time to find him, but we'll be able to.
It sounds like the place to go.
Yes, and if we need to do any sort of sneaking aboard the ship, perhaps I could be in charge of that.
I mean, really, the real trick is once we get to Halifax finding them. I mean, it's a den of ne'er-do-wells and dirties. I mean, it's going to be hard to figure out where they are. And Salvador and Octavius are incredibly good at being hidden.
I should I should wear my gold purse in a hidden area of part of my costume instead of out in the open, exposed for all to see.
Yes.
You should be doing that anyways. Why aren't you doing that now?
I slowly tuck up my coin purse into my... I want all to know how wealthy I am.
No. How do we have the same father?
I can explain that. All right. She's like, well, get comfortable. It's a long ride. But Grimes will get us there. And you guys hear Grimes. He's been listening to the conversation. He's like, hey, I'll get you there. I'll get you there with plenty of time, and we'll find them thieving bastards. He says thieving with a weird sarcasm to him because I don't know if anybody remembers this. He totally robbed Sebastian blind last game session. I don't even think Sebastian's figured it out yet.
Of course, he sent my goods along to their proper home.
Exactly. All right, so we have this 10-hour ride. Do either of you want to do, like, how do you pass the time? Do you want to have a conversation? Is it just silence and angry looks at each other? What is it?
I probably actually want to talk to Grimes a little bit. Like, climb out of the carriage and up on top where he's driving the carriage. I'm assuming it's like a closed carriage. At some point we'll have to stop to pee.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
Maybe I just jump up there and chat with him for a minute.
Okay. Do you want to do anything, Sebastian?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he's got to climb out during a pit stop, I could see if I can check for, like, mushrooms on the ground. If I find them, then I'd like to experiment by licking them to potentially raise my constitution.
I love that your character has decided the best way to learn Constitution is just, I'm going to lick some mushrooms, I'm going to lick a tree, I'm going to lick stuff, I'm going to lick it up. Okay. Man, I don't even know what that would be. Hold on. Let me look through our fancy new skill list. Do you have Navigation Wild, right? Oh, no, wait. No, that one. Do you have Survival?
I don't have the Wilds.
I have the Wilds. I could help him if he...
Now, Wilds is Navigation. Do you have Survival?
I do have 1 point in Survival.
Give me a roll. And survival is endurance now. Just remember. I don't know if it was before.
Okay, so that would be rolling the base one for endurance plus the one for survival.
I'm saying base difficulty dice is going to be 3. And just to remind you guys, because I know it's been a while, the difficulty is not the amount you have to beat, it's the amount of dice I'm going to roll against you. If I tie you or beat you, you fail. If you beat me, you succeed. Depending on how much one way or the other is how well you do.
Okay, so I've got 2 versus it sounds like you're 3.
I have 3 dice. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
2d6 versus your 3d6.
Right, and successes are 5s and 6s.
I got 2 successes.
Whoa! I got no successes. So you actually kind of like look around, you find some good mushrooms, you take a little taste. There's a couple of mushrooms where you're like, I hear this is a challenging one, and take it. So you manage to keep yourself from going on some wacky trip or really poisoning yourself. And definitely get some more practice in the Constitution area. And then you guys get back on. Indigo, you hop up top with Grimes. And he's like, you don't have to be up here with me. I can drive all night and all day. I don't get tired.
Oh, I know. I can tell you are a man who's used to working through things, working through the night. I can tell. It's not so much that. It's actually... I wanted to know... So you ran with this crew my father was involved with. Our father. Yeah? You kind of knew him and my brother? Or his brother? My uncle?
Did I say that, matey? That I knew them and ran with them? Can't remember. I forget a lot of things I say, and I remember a lot of things I don't say, if you know what I mean.
It seems like the fair lady in the carriage may have been very familiar with you from the old days.
I am familiar with many ladies, matey. Many ladies and many ne'er-do-wells. It just seems to be a thing for me.
Do one of those ne'er-do-wells happen to have been related to us?
Give me a manipulation roll.
Manipulation.
Contested with his awareness.
And my save for that was manipulation. Charisma. 1. Okay. I got... So it's I got a 1, a 3, and a 4.
So no successes.
Yeah.
Okay. He sees through your very obvious attempt to feed from information. And he just kind of looks at you for a long time. He's like, matey, I will tell you some of that. I can give you some answers if you ask the right questions. But I'll say this right now. If it makes Grimes look bad, Grimes is going to opt out of talking about it.
So much anything like that. I want to know what my father and my uncle were like before this all happened. How were they liked with each other? You know, were they did they care about each other? I only remember my uncle when I was a kid. He used to play with us kids and teach me some sword fighting. Kind of pissed off Dad a little bit, actually.
It would have pissed off your dad. Your dad didn't want you to have any part of this, from what I understand, being a person on the satellite of everything. But from what I heard, rumors and whatnot, not from me being there or anything, your brother and your father and his brother, they They had a kind of a rivalry. Octavius was the smart one, but he couldn't fight. Hated Salvador for that. And Salvador could fight, but wasn't that bright. Hated Octavius for that. They protected each other with their dying breaths, of course. But they always had that over each other. It was always one trying to get the better of the other and realizing that they just couldn't do it without the other one. At least, that is, until Salvador went to prison.
I see. And then my father continued his life in 2 different countries with 2 different women and 2 different kids. Whose idea was it?
He is a man of appetite.
It would seem that is yeah. He
Where I come from, appetite is the number one.
It would also seem he and my uncle are men that bite off more than they can chew with that appetite. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in this situation with a brother I didn't know I apparently have. Is he eating a mushroom?
He is a strange one. I mean, it's very weird. He carries a purse around and a lot of gold that he doesn't need, and then he just wanders off and eats mushrooms. Whoa! But, I don't share his genetic code. You do. That's your problem.
It would seem that is true.
He does narrow his eyes at you for a second, and he goes, You think that Salvador bit off more than he could chew with this whole plot?
Salvador did end up in prison.
He did end up in prison. I have never been part of the 8 Arms. Hand to God. And I have never been a part of these terrible thieving groups. But if I were, I would have to wonder how a plan so well planned by 2 men whose identity was not known somehow went awry, but one of the brothers was fine and the other went to prison.
I take your meaning, sir, and it's been something that's been on my mind as well. I just don't know why any of this happened. How did they make these decisions? My father, would he have really betrayed his own brother? Obviously, Salvador thinks he did. Why else would he have ruined my father's life, ruined my life, and yes, my brother's life?
I gotta decide how much I want to give you here. He actually looks at you for a long time and he goes, It's funny that what one person would think is ruining a life. I mean, you had a father for, how old are you now?
20.
How old do you think you would have been if he had let the plan go forward? How old do you think you would have been if Salvador was still running around? It's interesting to me that you just think immediately that he ruined your life, when maybe he was thinking about you and your mushroom-eating kin over there. Food for thought, but I'm just a driver.
Sit back and consider that point. Like, I do the 1,000-yard stare for a second. It's like, very much food I will have to dine on for the rest of this trip. Hopefully I'm not biting off more than I can chew myself. Thank you, sir. And I go to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand really tightly, like forebodingly tightly. And he goes, I'm going to give you one piece of advice from one old sea dog who's seen a lot of things and been a lot of places. Your dad is not the one you should be worried about.
the uncle that knows how to fight.
He laughs and goes, "The uncle that knows how to fight? Sure. But it is a literal galleon ship hidden with all the riches of the Vatican City itself. I reckon every last sod on this island would kill you for that information." And he just turns back, keeps whipping the reins. We will end that scene there. You guys will move through unless you guys have anything else, we'll move through the travel to the city of Halifax.
I'm good.
All right, so you guys sleep.
If he's climbing back into the cab, I can offer him some mushrooms. Indigo, would you like some of these mushrooms? They did nothing to me. Perhaps they may have some properties that you would enjoy.
I'm fine, thank you. I just cold stare at him after that.
Rayleigh laughs and just goes back to kind of napping. All right, you guys move on to Halifax. Halifax is a bustling port city, but it's kind of like, if anybody's a comic reader, it's kind of like Bloodhaven to Gotham. It is like the redheaded stepchild of the major city, so to speak. You can tell right off the bat. It is not as big. It's grimy, smoky, but it's a port city towards the south of the kind of United Empire stuff. Well, you guys roll in there. As you kind of rolls in there, you finally stretch your legs. You get out. Rayleigh gets out after you guys, and she goes, "All right. So here's the situation." You see Grimes kind of hop down too. "Here's the situation. We've got to find some information about your dad and your uncle, and this is the city that they're going to launch from. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't think it's happened yet." I'm losing my accent. "I don't think it's happened yet. That being said, we've got to figure out how to go about this, and the best way." She kind of lays out that you guys could do a couple of things. You could search local taverns, try and find some ne'er-do-wells that would maybe give up some information for coin. You could also potentially go about it a business way, find out ports of register, see if you can't get somebody to show up ship manifests for the docks. There's a lot of ways to do it, but you're going to have to figure it out and you're going to have to work fast.
Would there be too many ships for us to kind of observe the overall docks and see kind of what's happening?
There is a fair amount of ships there. It would be an interesting way to go about it. You definitely need some fancy skill rolls in that area.
And how many? Do you have a lead on any particular taverns, bars, inns, anything that?
I don't know. Does anybody have navigation civilization on their character sheet?
I do, but only within the Le Mans Marine.
But see, remember, that one doesn't give you a negative, so you can still use that skill. You just don't get the +1 because you're not in Le Mans Marine civilization.
Yeah.
You're still a city planning nerd, so you can figure it out, so to speak. So I will give you. I'm not even going to make this a difficulty roll. I just want you to roll. Tell me how many successes you get, and that's how much information I'll give you, basically.
So that is going to be the intelligence plus
your intelligence base save plus your
normal, navigation civilization, but
skill,
not with the +1 for Le Mans Marine.
Right.
That's actually four dice.
Okay.
No successes.
Ooh. Ow. This city's too dirty. It's too dirty. No likey.
This grimy city is too gross.
Yeah, there's this. You can't make heads or tails of this. There's taverns next to warehouses and homes on top of bordellos. You don't know how to figure this one out.
Madame
we need-
Ray Lee, would you happen to know the least savory bar or tavern in the city?
Ray Lee can actually make a stab at it because she has rogue, and she has, which is a specialization, and she specifically has business crime as a business crime and urban crime as subjects within it. So make her have a little roll here. She's pretty smart. Whoa. Alright, so she gets 4 successes. So she's like, okay. Alright. Here's what I say. There is a tavern down there. A couple of taverns down there at the port district, at that certain district, where we might be able to find some pirates that have already been hired on as crew. They'd probably be drinking and spending their last coin before they set out on this mission. As far as the docks go, if we got into the docks and we got to look at the books, I could probably make heads or tails of which of the boats are more likely to be launching with Salvador on them.
And I'd say maybe my brother here could go with you. He is quite talented, apparently, with the naval fleets, more so than his swordmanship, that's for sure. And while he is...
Sure.
While he is...
You offend me!
Calm down, I say you're good at boats and boat things.
Actually, not very good at all. I'm good at navigating once we are on the boat. But
it's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? Boats are boats. I have no idea about boats.
Neither of us took any boat skills, did we?
No. You guys were dedicated to a very Dumas sort of story.
Maybe while you go and investigate that, I can go to down these taverns and listen in for any conversations of sailors that might be departing soon. And then if I can get some of the name of the ships they're going on, and we can cross the names off of each other. Your names that you find from the boats that are leaving soon, where they might be going if they're big enough for this endeavor, the names of the crew that I have found, and figure out where they're staying and maybe get a clue out of that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I cannot do any accent. Every time Daniel opens his mouth, I just slip into
it's all right. It's all right.
French.
It's all right. You're trying. You're trying. That's what matters. All right. So just to clarify, Indigo is going to go alone to the taverns to try and find some information, and definitely not get drunk and hit on women. And Sebastian
Would you like to take Monsieur Grimes, or should he be with the cart?
Grimes like, I gotta find a stable for me horses in the cart. It's what I gotta do. I'm just a driver here, boys.
Care for a drink?
Rayleigh actually looks at Grimes and goes, "Just a fucking driver?" He goes, he kind of looks at her and he goes, "Aye, that's what they hired me to be." And she kind of like eases in and she goes, "Now we both know exactly what you are, Grimes. And if you don't want me to explain what we are, maybe you get on board with helping us." I just accent merged everything. Grimes kind of looks at her and goes, "I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, Grimes can drink." And he's going to go with Indigo. Sebastian's going to go with Rayleigh, right? All right. So Indigo and Grimes head off to the tavern. We'll start with Sebastian and Rayleigh. You guys head towards the docks. Now, just for edification's sake, it is later. Damn, you have a background for everything, man.
I was anticipating some of what we might be doing.
Okay, so anybody just listening to this on the podcast and not watching it, every time we have switched positions, Daniel has switched his Discord background. All right, so
now we're looking at like a docks and the ocean. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Now, I just want you guys to know it is quite late at night. You guys have arrived very late. It is like 9 p.m., like well after dark. You can definitely find your way to the tavern relatively easily because most things have gone dark at this point, and the tavern district is ruckus and loud. So Indigo and Grimes make their way off to that. Sebastian and Rayleigh make their way towards the dock. Now, this is going to be a stealthy slidey situation because the docks are locked up at this point. Like, it's 9 p.m. Nobody's in there working anymore. Like, we're shut down for the day, period. So you guys kind of get down. There's kind of like a a cobblestone road that kind of goes down to like a main thoroughfare with like a large set of metal gates that has been locked. This would be normally open during the day for large carriages to come in and out with goods and personnel and whatnot. That's the main entrance. And then you see kind of fencing going off on either direction. But again, Halifax is very cramped. It has a very cramped feeling, like buildings on top of buildings. So like the fence goes off in either direction, but there's literally buildings built right up to the fence from either side. So yeah, give me an awareness check there, Sebastian. Difficulty is going to be 2.
So that'll be the awareness plus reaction, which is a lot of dice. I got 1 success. I cannot believe it. Out of 6 dice, I got 1 success.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. It's still a pass, but it is not a glorious pass. So you definitely notice that there are guards inside the gates kind of patrolling. You're not exactly sure how many of them there are, but you could definitely see some guys moving around in there with lanterns and whatnot.
Okay. Yes, and I'll tell this to Rayleigh. My first impulse is to try to sneak over, pick the lock, and continue on. But I just don't know. Seems as though the number of guards is higher than 0, so that might not be the best course of action.
She actually kind of like looks at you and goes, you got the right idea, but I think we're in the wrong place. We pick that main thoroughfare lock, every guard is going to see us. There's got to be a side gate somewhere for other personnel to get in and out. Let's try and find that.
Yeah, okay, so I'll try to find that.
Give me a navigation civilization roll.
Okay.
This one's only going to be a difficulty 1 because you're following a fence, basically.
No successes.
Jeez, man. Jeez. Okay.
Holy Christ.
And I rolled 4.
Okay, so you are kind of following the fence. You notice there's some places where you can't even follow the fence because the housing is so tight. But it is becoming increasingly difficult for you to find a smaller door to go through. And Rayleigh's getting a little bit antsy. She's like, well, this is taking too long. We got to find a way over that fence. You can't just go in through the front door. She goes, I think maybe the only option is to come in over one of them rooftops.
Yes, that might be the best course of action. I have okay acrobatic skills, if that's what it takes. Try to climb the wall and hop the fence.
Oh, okay. All right. Climb the wall and hop the fence. That's not bad. Give me an awareness roll.
Awareness.
It is contested.
2 successes.
Okay. All right. You kind of find a nice dark alleyway where there's a building close to the fence, but not butting up against it, but it kind of overhangs a little bit so that there is just no light in this area. And it will be very easy to kind of like use the building to kind of bounce kind of back and forth up and over the fence. However, it's at that point that something's been nagging at you since you've been out here, since you've been kind of walking around. And finally you get that feel that you're correct when you hear kind of like a cobblestone step, click, click, click. And then it stops when you stop. You feel like you're being followed. At this point, though, Rayleigh doesn't seem to have noticed it. She just kind of looks at you and goes, all right, well, I can climb up to the top of the building, give you some cover. If you can get into that office, she kind of points through the fence at this like small building. And she's like, if you can get in there and get into there and get the main books, bring them back to me. I'll be able to go through them and figure out what boats are the most likely that Salvador is using. And then I can give you cover with, and she slaps her big musket that she's kind of had on her shoulder the whole time.
But, Madame, there is possibly an observer in the shadows. I get a sneaking suspicion we are being watched.
How do you want to play it?
So if I was to try, like, I guess it depends on how you want to play it. For like stealth, would I be like, I would like to be sneaky, or am I being directly observed and it would do nothing?
Oh, like right now?
Yeah.
You could attempt it. You're not exactly sure. Like, obviously they've been following you. Right, but it's one of those things
I
like...
could suddenly slip in the shadows and disappear myself.
And you haven't seen them. So, like, you feel you're being followed because of footsteps, and you're just kind of sure of it. But, like, you haven't seen them. So they're, like, they could be around a corner or whatever and not actually have eyes on you. Just be waiting to hear you move, and then they can move again. So it is potentially possible that you could stealth. You're not exactly sure, though. Like, it's just kind of the situation would make it impossible for you to know if they're just staring right at you right now or not.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'd like to stealthily perform a parkour back and forth jump and then hop over the fence.
Parkour!
Okay, give me an acrobatics. We're going to say the difficulty is 2.
Acrobatics before the stealth, or...
Whoa, wait. Are you trying to sneak up on them, or are you trying to go over the fence?
I want to drop into the shadows, be less observed, and then suddenly hop the fence.
Oh, I see. So you want to sneak over the fence, basically, so that they can't follow you. And they basically stay with Rayleigh. Okay, give me a stealth roll first.
Okay, stealth. 2 success.
I'm sorry, what was that?
2 success.
Sure. Okay. And then give me your acrobatics roll. Difficulties 2.
Okay. 2 more success.
Okay. All right. So you feel you're being sneaky, and then you go over the fence, kind of land on the other side, really relatively softly. You definitely feel like you're doing the right job. You land kind of behind like 2 stacks of just boxes kind of off to the side. And what kind of stretches out before you is just like almost like a maze of like docks, basically, because it just walks out into the water, basically. There's a lot of ships of varying size in different ports on the docks that just kind of go down the stretch of this port city. But kind of off to the side, not too far from you, probably like 50 yards up one dock, is the kind of like office. And you notice that the office itself is not necessarily guarded by anybody, mainly because, you know, they're guarding the gates, and the gates keep you out. So, like, who gives a shit about the office? But it's just a small office, like a small little almost shed building that kind of sits on a dock section, and that's where she said to go. At that point,
that direction.
Yeah, at that point, you kind of turn around and you notice that Rayleigh's gone. She's just vanished. You have no idea if she's covering you or not. That's what she said she was going to do, but she's just, poof, she's gone.
Say under my breath, Zoot, double-crossed.
So, what are you doing?
I guess though I might feel that I've been double-crossed, I have no, my best course of action is to just continue what I was doing, so I'm going to head sneakily towards the shed.
Okay. All right. You head towards the shed. You kind of like walk. Give me a quick stealth roll.
Quick stealth. 3 successes.
Okay. All right. You get up to the shed. You immediately know that the door is locked, obviously. So we're going to need a pick lock. It is a difficulty of 1. But you move there in a way that like you kind of time the guards and like you don't feel like anybody's gonna see you.
Okay. So pick lock. Only 1 success on that one.
Okay, the lock remains locked. You are like succeeding on every one you don't need to succeed on. So you're messing with that lock. You can't quite get it open, and then you know you didn't undo the lock, and the door just pops open.
Okay. So it wasn't locked at all, or?
No, it was locked, but somebody unlocked it through the course of you failing to lockpick it.
Can I quickly duck into a shadow?
You would assume that whoever's on the other side of that door knows you're there at this point. But there's no lights on. There's nothing on. It just kind of opens, almost inviting you to come in.
Okay, so the door is open in front of me.
Just slightly. It just cracks a little.
Okay, I'm going to push it forward and say, hello?
You hear from him inside in Le Mans, just come in and be quiet. And it is 100% the voice of your father. And that's where we'll to be continue for tonight. Okay, so all right, since we're just recording 1 episode tonight, we're just gonna do the normal plug. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We will start with Wiz next time, but he got the carriage top, so I think everybody got fair amount of play. Hopefully,
that works.
I was about to say the only thing Sebastian did during that was eat a mushroom. So I think the scales are straight. So really quick, Dan, anything you want to plug? Do it now, sir.
Yeah, usually I talk about I think podcasts and music stuff that I do, but now I'm going to talk about something maybe a little more up the audience's alley. I wrote a D&D 5e module called The Bears of Berk. It's available on dungeonmastersguild.com, dmsguild.com. It's for, kind of low-level characters, party of 3 to 5, skill level, or, character level 3 to 5. If you are kind of like grappling for like a scenario for like your early level players to jump into, it's kind of nature-based setting with some bears. The bears are alive. There's also some spiders involved, and Wiz actually helped playtest this as well. So it's a lot of fun. I think it was a lot of fun to write anyway, and hopefully I've got it to where, with 2 playtests, hopefully I got it to where you could just pick it up and go. You don't have to super be the best DM in the world. You can just kind of read it and jump in.
That sounds
awesome. It is
awesome.
a lot of fun.
I was about to say, man, I'm not a huge D&D guy, but the sweet spot is definitely 3 to 5 players at low level. That's my favorite time to play a role-playing game ever. So, great. Go check that guy out.
And the one thing that was interesting was in both the playtests, both sets of both groups figured out a harmonious ending that I had not anticipated, and it was like a perfect synthesis like scenario that I was like, holy shit. So I did outline steps for if you come to that and you're like, I don't know what to do. It was set up in my mind to be they either side with one side or side with the other, and it just becomes a bloodbath. And both groups decided they wanted to reach harmony, and I was like, wow, I didn't think
That's wonderful.
That would be what they go for.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wiz, what would you like to plug, sir?
As always, wizardsrespite.com. All of these episodes can be seen on the wizardsrespite.com, as well as articles, other shows that we've done, including the Wizards Respite Sanctorum, Astral Drive. All kinds of videos can be seen there. And merchandise. I got shirts up there. Please go check it out. And we would love to have you buy.
All right, from me, guys, you can check out everything we have to offer. If you're a video game guy, we do reviews, we do podcasts. If you're a TTRPG person, we do podcasts and reviews, an actual place. So check that all out. Actually, we don't do reviews for the actual place, but we do podcasts. I've said doo-doo way too many times in my plugs. You guys can tell I'm tired. You can tell I'm tired. This has been a lot of fun. I absolutely love this game. These guys are really fun players. We are barreling towards a potential conclusion to Season 1, which is very exciting. I think we are... If you're watching this is probably going to go up in... We're probably going to start airing them in October. Happy birthday to me. So that's probably what we're looking for. We're going to keep doing this. You can also check it out on Spotify if you just want to listen. And man, check out everything we have to offer. It's a lot of fun. And then look for this game, Between the Swords and the Sea, sometime in probably 2026. But yeah. Other than that, check out wizardsrespite.com. It's awesome. Check out everything Daniel does and his stuff. That is also awesome. And as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them. We'll see you guys next time.